Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my phone just fell. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Arika.
And as you can tell, it's a crazy morning. I already dropped
Chaos.
my phone. We haven't recorded in a while, and we're ready to catch up with you. So, what are you drinking, Arika?
Okay, we're going to dive right in. Drinking my normal, you guys. I have just a breve, iced breve. I woke up early today. This is unlike me, but I woke up at like 7 and I got up. So weird of me.
Okay.
I know. So I've been up and at 'em. But yeah, I just made a breve with my honey and my chocolate syrup. So honey mocha breve. And I just finished, this is a random tangent, but I just finished my bottle of honey that I was like using every day. So now I get to move on to the local honey I bought at the farmer's market like month or 2 months ago, and what I bought a 6-pound jar, which is huge, and I finally get to try it, so I'm excited because I haven't been using it since then. But yeah,
I wonder if you'll taste the difference or anything.
I hope so. I like taste tested it at the farmer's market and it was delicious. He had like, the guy had like a summer honey and a winter honey, and they did taste different. And oh my God, it was so good. I think we bought the summer honey, but I'm forgetting. But it was a 6-pound jar for $35, which I feel like is really good because at the store, it's like those little bottles are like $12. Yeah. So I think it was a good deal. And yeah, it's so good. Shout out to Sarah B. Honey or something like that. I don't know. Small business, but the guy's really nice and the honey is a good price. So get down to the farmer's market, you guys. It's closed now, but whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, what are you drinking? I need to know.
So as you just heard, I'm still a little sick. You might not hear the coughs, but Arika heard it.
Yeah.
I actually started getting an itchy like chest or like tight chest again last night.
Oh no.
Kyle's sick now. That was going to be a part of my catch up, but the cough happened, so I had to say it.
Oh no.
But what I'm drinking in my cute brand new mug that Owen bought me.
Wait,
it is
cute.
so cute. It has like little moths, it has a spider,
my God,
it has
spider.
like beetles, a bat on it.
That is cute.
It's so cute. It has like a hand holding it. It's from Anthropology, I think. I don't know.
Wow. I think you need to post a pic for us.
I will.
Send me a pic.
She just found it like on the website and she ordered me and Mara one. So Mara's is like a black mug that has like white little cats on it, and they're very cute. But anyways, the opening is like a weird shape. I'll send you a photo so you can like understand, but it's really rounded. So I feel like I'm going to spill it on me every time I drink, which might not be the best idea for like recording a podcast and spilling my drink all over me. But anyways, it is a hot latte with like caramel macchiato creamer. So it's like a caramel macchiato / caramel latte.
That sounds really good. I can also see that the handle is like a cool shape too.
Yeah, I'll take my hand off of it. It's like really like organic shaped.
Yeah.
And it works really well because my finger can fit in like the thin part and then the rest of my like hand fits in the bigger part. Wait,
that's adorable. I love it. You guys, it's kind of like, it's so rounded that it's almost like giving a cauldron vibes, but it looks like a hand is holding it up. So that's why it's like so round, I guess. It's probably not a cauldron, but it's like a circular, sphere. I've
only drank tea out of it. I haven't drank coffee out of it yet, but it is like, it's just so round. I'll take a photo and we'll post it so you guys all know what I'm talking about.
So cute. Wait, I love it.
But now we're ready.
Shout out to the besties.
I know. Now we're going to I can't speak. Now we're going to go through our catch up from the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So the first one is I got my nails done before I went on vacation.
God, yes, that's right. Those are so cute. And you did go with the summer color. I know
did.
You said you were.
I did like a bright, it's orange on my fingers.
Like a corally,
But it was meant to be coral. It's the same color that's on my toes, but on my toes it's like way more pinky coral.
Oh, weird.
So Kyle's coming up to say hi.
Always waving at Kyle.
It's in there, but now he's taking my phone. Okay. But we went to Florida and it was really nice there. Yes. I think that I might not love the beach.
Okay, good to know.
It's like the water is like, it's fun, but I can't do it for long periods of time.
Yeah.
I think that's what like the
You're not
drawback
an all day,
is.
every day lay on the beach person.
No, I don't think so.
I agree.
I think I could lay on the beach or like sit on the beach. I don't want to lay on the beach because I don't like sand. I think that's my biggest thing is that I hate the sand. But I think that if I had like a chair and I could lay in my chair and I could read a book all day on the beach, I think that would be fine. But I think it's the like going back and forth in between the water getting wet and then drying and then the sand's dried to me and then I have to go in the water to get it off. But then when I get out of the water, the sand gets back on me and it's the whole cycle. And it was definitely fun. It was just like it was the second time I've been to the beach this summer, so I feel like maybe I'm a one beach trip a year kind of gal. Or maybe one beach trip every other year kind of gal. Who knows? But that was like the biggest part of the trip, obviously. We also went to this place that had foot golf, which is like soccer, and you kick a soccer ball to like get into the hole, like real golf.
That's fun.
And it was really fun. And I was apparently the only person on our team that knew how to kick a ball because everybody hurt themselves because they were kicking it with their toe. And like, what's the first thing that you ever learn when you're kicking a ball?
Side of the foot, bro.
Yeah. Never kick it with your toe. So everybody...
Was it you guys, the four of you? Were you a team or were there strangers too?
No, it was the four of us. So like Kyle hurt his ankle kicking the ball with his toe. Dakota hurt his ankle.
Crying.
His girlfriend Cam hurt her ankle. I was like, what is going on? We all got back to the Airbnb and they were like, my feet hurt so bad. My ankle hurts. And I was like, I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's so funny.
But that was like the other like big activity we did. We also went and visited Dakota's grandpa while we were down there because he only lives like about an hour away from where we were staying. And he's a really nice guy. He like made us ribs for dinner. Ooh. He made us like, he bought us all drinks and we all just like sat there in their like patio and had like dinner and drinks. And it was really sweet.
Oh, that's so cute. I know. I was about to text you about something last week and I looked at your calendar because I usually check if you're at work. Then you were at freaking Florida. I was like, oh my God, she's gone.
I know. I feel like it came up so fast because like we really only ended up planning it like a month in advance. So I think that like getting up to like the trip was like really quick, but I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad that like we're back and I'm like back into my routine now. It'll be interesting going back to work this week because it'll be my first full week in my new position.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But my other updates were both yesterday. So first thing yesterday, we went to a housewarming party for one of Kyle's coworkers. Yeah. And it was the first time that I met like this group of coworkers and they were all really nice and we had like a couple of drinks. She made this drink that she called the Audrey 75 instead of like a French 75 and it was like butterfly pea flower gin, like the one that's purple.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that. And then
she put lemonade and then like champagne together.
Whoa.
And it was so pretty. It was like a really like light lavender pinky color.
Fancy.
And it was really good. Kyle liked it too, so it might be a drink that we have to like put in our rotation.
Little group drink.
I know. It was really good. And then after that, we went to a happy hour for my work to cap off National Forensic Science Week.
Oh, wait, I love that.
We were only supposed to be there from like 2 to 5. Like that's the hours it was open. Me and Kyle ended up getting there at like 3:30. Yeah. And the budget wasn't getting met. So people just kept staying and like ordering drinks and then ordering food and stuff. So I ended up being there until like 7:30, I think. And then we came home and then I finished up my notes for the episode that we're going to do today.
That's funny.
So the last couple of holidays that we're going to talk about, I did do while I was a little bit under the influence.
That's hilarious.
So we're going to see if I'm going to be able to follow my notes. I know like I think there was like 8 or 10 holidays that I ended up going through and it was the last like 3 or 4 that I did when I got home last night. So those ones might be a little scattered, but I tried to follow my notes from earlier, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
But that's all of my catch-ups, so now it's your turn.
Okay, I don't really have that many catch-ups, but first one, I just have to say, big shout out because Julie and Amelia and Grace are now all watching Gilmore Girls. All just from doing my little Gilmore Girls launch party that I told you guys about. Yeah. They all were like, oh, voice crack. They all were like, this show is so cute. I love it. And so now they're all watching it. Amelia surpassed me in my rewatch, which I was like, you know, someone's going fast if they pass me because I usually go pretty quick. So just a shout out to them because I'm like, I'm so excited that someone else likes Gilmore Girls because now I can ask them. I'm like, oh, what team are you on? Like, which boyfriend do you like? Yeah. And that's been really fun.
That's like Vampire Diaries, like being on like Team Stefan or Team Damon.
Yeah, I've never even watched that show and I know exactly what you mean. That's so funny. So that's the one thing. And then Lauren had a birthday. So if you're new to listening to us, I'll explain so quickly. My boyfriend's name is Angelo. He has a sister named Vernita, and Vernita's girlfriend, who we all know and love, is Lauren. And she just celebrated her birthday. So we went out in our town like every so often we have a beer garden, okay, and every so often they have a band come in, like a local band, and they just play like a set at night, and it's really cute. So this Friday it was like 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 they did a set. So she's like, let's go watch this band and have beers, like that'll be fun. So we went. I made her like a little a surprise birthday cake. It was shout out to omasfamilyrecipes.com. It was one of Oma's mixes, and it was like a spiced apple cake, and then I took some creative liberties and I made a maple glaze to put on top, which was fire. And so that I brought her that, and then she was like, actually, instead of, we were gonna go out to dinner somewhere else not close to the beer garden, she was like, what if we just got dinner here? So we walked over to like a restaurant 2 spots down from the beer garden and sat on the patio so you could still hear the music, and it was just so fun, so perfect.
Yay.
And all of the siblings were there, and the server comes around and he goes, hi everyone, nice to meet you, my name's Dominic, I'll be your server. And we all about crapped our pants, and we were all laughing, and he was just looking at us like, what the hell?
He was like, why are you laughing? That's my name.
And I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. Sir, I didn't call him sir. I was just like, I don't know why I said that. I was like, I'm so sorry, we have all of the siblings here except for one. He went off to college, and his name's Dominic too, and it was just so funny. So Dominic really was there in spirit, and he was him. And Julie made Dominic talk to Dominic on the phone.
Oh my goodness, Dominic, virtual Dominic was probably like, oh my god, mom,
they were
please.
both just like, what's going on? Yeah. And Dominic, our Dominic, he was on the phone, and he was like, he asked the server like, oh hi, like I'm Dominic, and the server was like, hi, and then our Dominic says, who is this? And our server says, this is Dominic. It was so stupid. I can't even describe it because it's so complicated, but it was so funny.
Oh my goodness.
So that was hilarious. But Lauren had a great birthday. But prior to Lauren's birthday, this is exciting. I don't know if you saw this in my calendar. You may have, but I've been going to the car dealership with Lauren like a ton. And so we've gone like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and Lauren bought a new car. Yay. So that was really exciting. We'd been going back and forth because I told her like, I'm kind of interested in getting a new car, but I'm like, I don't have to get one right now, but I'd like one. It would be nice. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and she's like, dude, I need a new car so bad. So I was like, what if we went together? Do you think we'd get like a good deal? Like if we got a 2-for-1, like 2 of us went to one salesperson, they kind of only had to do half the work, but maybe they'd take us, give us a deal to get our commission or whatever. So we tried to do that, but she ended up like ready to get a car way before me. So she still got hers and I didn't get mine. But anyways, all that to say, she got a brand new to her used car. I don't know if she wants me to say what it is, but she got a Prius. I don't think she'll care. And that's what she was driving before, but this new one is so bougie in comparison. Okay. I mean, it's like all leather. It's almost like no one ever sat in there.
Ew, I hate leather cars. Sorry, Lauren.
That's so funny. She didn't want one. She wanted cloth, which is really funny, but it was just perfect in every other way. So she's like, whatever. Yeah. I walked in, I was like, I want leather. She walked in, she's like, I don't. I want cloth.
I hate leather because if I wear shorts, my thighs are sticking to those seats, and I have to remove them manually.
She was like, I don't like to sit on it when it's hot. But yeah, so then but yeah, it's all sparkly on the inside. It has like a wireless phone charger where you lay your phone, and it's not like it's that super new. I think it's 2017 or 2018 or something like that. So I'm like, that's a lot of features and like niceness for not being that new, and the last person really took care of it. So yeah, Lauren got a car, so that's exciting. And then I told you I was really busy yesterday. So my final update, hold on, I'm just sending you a picture right now.
Well, I don't have my phone, so I'll have to look at it later.
Okay, hold on. I'll show you.
Kyle's being so nice and he's ordering groceries, but I'm the one that has the app on my phone. So
okay, you ready for my final update?
I am. I can't. Oh, you got a new car. I didn't even know.
It to you so you could get your fresh reaction, but I bought a car. I was trying to hide it during my storytelling.
That's so funny because you were like, Lauren ended up being ready to buy a car way before me, and then you bought one the next day.
She was so ready. So basically how it went down is I've been looking at this car the same amount of time as she looked at hers. And the problem is I made a list before I went. You guys know I'm a list person. So I made lists. I was like, these are the things that would be really nice to have. These are the things it has to have, like necessity. And it was 2 columns, and I had all this stuff. And I don't know if I've talked about this on the pod or to you, but I don't think so. On the nice to have list was the color Lunar Rock. It's a very specific, not RAV4. It's a very specific Toyota color, kind of rare. I think they've only made it for like 4 or 5 years, and you just don't see it a lot. And I saw it when I was browsing cars online, and I was like, frick, there's no way I can get any other car. Like, that is cool. I just loved it. So Lauren and I go to the car dealership for the first time. We have this kind of sleazy sales guy that meets us in the parking lot. You know how it goes. And he's just like, oh, you guys buying a car today? And we're like, I don't know. We're just looking today. And he's like, what are you looking at? I said, I don't know, RAV4, a 4Runner, a Highlander, just an SUV. He's like, lucky for you, I just sold a Highlander today. And we were like, okay. And he's
good
like,
for you.
Yeah, he's like, lucky for you too. We're doing a 2-for-1 special. And so he's like, I'll walk you over to the used building, which is apparently different than the new building. So he walked us over and he walked inside. Lauren, I didn't know that she was doing this, but Lauren, she was apparently talking to me as if I was her girlfriend so that this guy would leave us alone, but I didn't notice. I just thought she was being nice.
Yeah, you're like, it's just like my soon-to-be sister-in-law or whatever.
Yeah, she's like, oh, sweetie, look, it's your RAV4s right here, and just like being so gushy and funny. And then when we went inside, she was like, sorry about that. I figured you were just going with it. And I was like, I didn't even notice, but yeah, I would have.
You're like, I just thought you were talking to me funny like a friend or whatever.
Yeah, because it was only us two together. So so that day the guy walked us inside and he handed us off to someone else, thank God. So this sleazy guy, he's like, hey Lisa, are you busy? And she was like, oh no, I'm not busy. And he's like, can you take them because they need someone to help them? And so Lisa takes us and she is like an angel from heaven. I'm like, oh my God, this woman is so nice. She was saying her philosophy is to not be a pushy salesperson that's like goes against what she believes. She's like, I don't want to be like that. If you'll look at the cars and if you like them, you'll like them, and if you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna push you into anything. Yeah. So she was so sweet, so nice. She was kind of giving like a mom vibes. She I actually have a picture of Lauren with her, so I'll ask Lauren if I can post it, which is really cute. But that day when we first went to look at cars, the dealership building had just opened 3 days before we got there. So it was like really new and hardly, I don't want to call it hardly functional because they were definitely working. But the one thing that was unorganized is the keys for all the cars. They were not organized in their like system the right way. And so she was having a hard time finding me a key to drive the cars I wanted to drive. So that were in my budget and all that. So she was like, I am really sorry I can't find any keys for the cars that were like in your budget or that we're looking for that would be a good match for you. And I said, Lisa, it's fine. I'm not even planning to buy today. Just put me in a RAV4. I don't care which one it is. I don't care if it's out of budget. I just want to feel it. She was like, okay, so go outside and pick one. I was like, okay. So me and Lauren walk outside and we're looking around at all the different RAV4s. And I stop at this one and I'm like, Lauren, look how pretty this is. She's like, dude, this is a cool color. It's kind of like gray. And I was like, yeah, it is kind of gray. And then I walk around it and I look at it from the front and I'm like, wait, it's kind of blue. And then I look at it from the side. I'm like, wait, it's kind of green. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's Lunar Rock. And I look at the freaking sticker on the side and it says Lunar Rock. I'm like, there's no freaking way that I just walked in and found a used Lunar Rock. Like, there's no way. So then I said, Lisa, I want to drive this one. Can you tell me how much it is? She's like, I can't find it on the website. Like, you guys drive it and I'll find it for when you get back. And my budget was under $20K. And we came back and this car was $27,616. And I was like, no.
You're like, that's a little bit high.
Yes. So we left that day. Neither of us got a car that day. Lauren was like, I'm in love with this car. I have to do it. She tried to figure out her finances or whatever. So we went back on Tuesday, and long story short, Lauren bought her car. She was excited. It was awesome. And I just didn't even look that day because I was just like, this is her thing. I'm just going to let her do that. I basically calculated out that I needed them to bring the car that I wanted down to $23,200 because they gave me $3,200 for my trade-in. So I was like, that will balance it out to $20K. I'll be comfortable there. They did not. So I brought that in and I was like, I don't want to. Lauren, she was a master negotiator. This guy and her were going back and forth all night trying to cut a deal. They were doing great. But I came back in and I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want to give you guys my best and final. And then if you say no, I want to leave because I don't want to be here like doing that. So I gave it to them. The guy said no. He's like, the best I can do on that car is $26,000, which is $1,600 off. And he was like, even if I give it to you for $26,000, I'm taking a loss and we're not making any money off this car, but like, that's the best I can do. And so I left. I was like, okay, this was yesterday. I said, okay, thank you. I can't do that. Like, it's just not going to work. So we left. I went out to my car. We sat in my car. And then I cried and I was like,
yeah, because you really wanted the car.
Yes. And I was like, Angelo, I think I can't walk away because before I left, she was like, are you open to looking at other ones that aren't Lunar Rock? And I was like, yeah, if you have something. She pulled around this other car that was a 2018. For reference, the car I bought is a 2020. And she brought around this 2018 that was in my mileage range and in my price range. And it was a piece of shit. Like, it was so dirty, so scuffed, so beat up, dents everywhere. And I was just like, this this car that I got was such a good deal for what it is, even though it was not what I wanted to pay. I looked it up on Kelley Blue Book. I looked it up on this JD Power, whatever. I'm doing all this research, and I think they actually gave me a really good deal. And I think that they were being honest when they were like, this is the best we can do, because I think they should have made more money off of it, to be honest. And I was like, I'll take it. So anyways, all that to say, I ended up putting down $2,000 more than I was going to, which didn't put me out. Like, I had it, but I just didn't want to do it. I was like, I only have this much. And then I came back inside and I was like, fine, I'll do this much, because I just knew I couldn't walk away. I was like, I'm more sad to think about walking away than biting the bullet and paying more money.
Yeah. And was that just because, did you have to put more downs because you had like the specific monthly payment in mind that you wanted? Okay.
Yes. I was just fixing my heating pad, which I also have to tell you guys about. But anyways, yes, that's exactly why, because I was like, I want my payment to be like around $250. I don't want to have like a $500 car payment. I think that would be wild. I think that's like, if anyone can do that, good for you. I don't want that. I was like, there's no way. I want to still put the amount of money into my investments that I already do. I didn't want to have to change anything about my like life, I guess. And I actually, my teeth, my smile doctor's, I don't know if I've said my doctor, but whatever, it doesn't matter. My teeth payment is $255 a month, and it ends in November. So I was like, okay, I would feel comfortable. I'm doing fine right now, so I'd feel comfortable getting a new car in that amount of time. So anyways, all that to say, I freaking bought the car. It's a 2020 RAV4. My Honda CR-V is gone, and
I'm so happy that car is gone.
Dude, no more ring-a-dinging. I have AC. I have it's so smooth, it's so comfortable, it sounds good. I will show you the color as well, because in the picture I showed you, it really does not illustrate it well, but it is beautiful in the sun. It's, for everyone listening, it's called Lunar Rock, so if you want to Google it, just Google Toyota Lunar Rock, but it's somewhere between a blue, green, gray color. It's okay. That's so washed out.
Yeah, the photo is not doing
I'm
it justice.
Text it to you, and you can look at it when you get your phone back. But
okay.
Anyways, all that to say, I've monopolized so much of our time, but I was so excited to tell you.
That's
what
okay.
I did all day yesterday.
I actually thought of another update that I had to tell you.
Good.
So we talked about this a couple of like weeks ago, but like period product updates.
Yes.
So I have been like using the period underwear that we were talking about, but I like using it for like bedtime because especially in the summertime, it kind of feels like I'm wearing a diaper just because it's like
some
a
of them
little
are
bit
big.
They're a little bit bigger than like regular underwear and like even underwear with a pad. So I bit the bullet and I bought a menstrual disc.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Do you like it? I'm so intrigued.
So I bought the one that has the reusable and the disposable. And so far I've only used the 2 disposable and I think I like it. It's really hard to tell because there is a learning curve of like learning how to insert it and like putting it in your body right and like feeling comfortable with it. And I think I'm still learning that because I've only used it twice. But I think I like it a lot.
Oh my God, wait, that's so exciting. I hate wearing the period underwear. I mean, I just do period underwear the whole time, but I hate wearing them like with jeans because they're so thick. Yeah, that you can see the line so much, even in jeans. And I'm like, bro, this is really annoying.
And it's not even like the underwear lines like on the butt cheeks. It's like the line of like where the the absorbent material is. Yeah. And I don't like that because then it really looks like I'm wearing a diaper.
It's a horizontal line across your butt. And yes, I so agree. I was just complaining about this yesterday. I was like this is so annoying.
I don't really care about the lines across my butt. Like, I'm an adult. If you're going to look at my underwear lines, like whatever, I don't care. But
agree.
If you're going to look at the line across the middle of my butt and have questions, like I might too. So that's fair.
I was telling Angelo how annoyed I was about it because I was going to go to the car dealership in these jeans and the underwear just looked horrible. And Angelo's like, if anyone's looking that hard, then they have to be doing something illegal to be staring at your butt that hard.
That's true.
He's like,
I guess.
Who cares? I was like, all right, fine. So I left the house in them and then I forgot about it. But I agree. It's really annoying.
But I have one more update too, and then you can talk about your heating pad. This one's really annoying. So Kyle wore his Apple Watch in the ocean. A fish is now wearing his Apple Watch.
Shut up. No.
Because it fell off and we weren't able to find it. And so I ordered him a new one because his birthday is next Saturday. And I was like, oh, I'll be nice. Like, I'll order it. And the new Apple Watch came out on Friday. So, like, it was delivered on Friday when, like, the new products launched or whatever. And Kyle's phone is so old that the Apple Watch is not compatible with his phone. So we've been thinking about like getting him a new phone and like adding him to my parents' phone plan just because it's cheaper for him to go onto my parents' phone plan than stay on his dad's phone plan. So we're going to AT&T today, and we're getting him a new phone and putting him on my parents' phone plan.
Wow.
So he's getting all of his
Kyle's
tech
getting
replaced, and I know he's getting so treated. And I think I'm eligible for early upgrade, and my phone will be more to trade in. So I'm thinking that maybe I trade in my phone to get money off both phones in the long run. But we're gonna talk to the AT&T people and figure it out. Yeah.
Oh my God, wait, he's getting a birthday treat.
I know.
Wow.
And he wants golf clubs, and I'm like, bro, you just got a brand new phone. But he also hasn't told me me and his mom what golf clubs he wants yet, so we can't buy them for him.
Yeah, that's funny. Lauren bought her car on Tuesday, and her birthday was on Friday. I was like, what a birthday this year. I guess it's a big one for everybody. I know. We'll see what I get. Just a car payment.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, heating pad update, you guys. I'll post this online, but look at this heating pad. I'm obsessed with this. I just bought this on Amazon.
Oh.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
It's a fuzzy blanket material. Oops, I'm not talking in the mic. Sorry, guys. It's a fuzzy blanket material. It's pink, and it has like white and yellow flowers on it, like little daisies, I guess. And it has... I was trying to show you the little heating handle thingy, but I'm running over the cord with my chair is the problem. It has this whole tech piece. You can barely see it, but there's a LED screen right here, and then it has like the different heat levels on it. It was $30, and it is the best thing I've ever bought. I was sitting there debating buying it. I'm like, I don't know, 30 seems annoying. Like, I don't know, for some reason it was just bothering me, even though it's not a big deal. And Angela was like, babe, honestly, if you need someone to tell you to buy it, I'm telling you to buy it. I think you're going to use it way more than $30. And I was like, okay. And I bought it, and I've used it every minute since, because you never have to heat it up in the microwave. It's just hot.
Oh, you've never had an electric heating pad? Oh.
I've had a heated blanket before, and I've like seen my mom had an electric heating pad, but I have one that goes in the microwave, and I just never was bothered, I guess. Yeah. But this is nice.
I've never had like the water heating pad or whatever, like the one that you put in the microwave. I've always had like the electric ones, and mine's obviously not as cute as yours. It's like the plain like blue one.
I've seen this.
And that's what I use. And I have it, I just like fold it up and I put it on my belly whenever I'm having bad period cramps. And so I use that one. But then I also have my Warmy that I use, and I'll put that in the microwave before bed.
Yeah, that's been on my wish list for a while. I love
Maybe that's what I'll get you for your birthday.
So cute. Those are adorable. I just love them.
I do too.
Anyways, we better get into it because
I know.
Yeah, we have lots to talk about, guys.
Okay, so next we're going to do a little Survivor recap, because this week was the first week of Survivor. Yeah. So we're just going to kind of go through, we have a list of all the people here, so we're just going to kind of go through and talk about like people that we like and maybe people we don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with like the Blue Tribe. I don't know why it doesn't say the names on here, but
I forget.
That's okay. We don't have to say the names of the tribes. But in the Blue Tribe, I think I really like Kyle. I do like Sue. And then I love
Sue.
I like Tiana.
Yeah. I love Sue so much. I think she's my favorite of everybody. Like, I just loved her when she came out. I was like, she's kind of a badass for being 60. Like, damn. I know.
And she owns like the flight school, and like she's a pilot, and I just think that's like cool. So cool.
I was trying to look up the tribe name, guys. Why am I struggling?
I don't know. I don't think there's anybody.
Tuku.
I don't think there's anybody on the Blue Tribe that I don't like right now.
Yeah, they're all fine to me. I don't have like a big preference. I think Sue's amazing, and I like the TK guy. He's fine. I don't really care that much about anybody on that team. Not that I don't care about them, but I'm just like, no one stands out. I do think Sue is just badass though. And she's cute too.
Yeah, we're going to skip Yellow Tribe because we'll get into that at the end when we're talking about everybody. But on the Red Tribe, what was the name of the Red Tribe?
Red is Lavo.
I liked Genevieve, but I think she's going to get annoying. Yeah. I like Teeny.
They look so different in these pictures a little bit than on the island.
They do. And then, oh my goodness, Soul, he is like built out of something crazy.
Dude, he did the whole challenge by himself.
He is so strong. Like, he just picked up those crates out of the water and like threw them onto the boat himself. And then he pulled the whole boat with all the crates and the people. And I was like, bro, how are you so strong?
Literally.
It was insane. And then I like Aisha, but I also think she could get annoying.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Rome was cracking me the fuck up when Rome was upside down in the well with his fucking head in there and his legs sticking out. Angela and I were like crying, laughing. I was like, what's going on? This is hilarious.
And he was like, people can't see me. People can't see me.
Yeah, he's so like not, I don't know. He's just like not hiding anything at all. He's not doing a good job of being secretive.
He's not doing a very good job because everybody clocked him and was like, what are you doing?
And he just turns around and walks away. I'm like, okay, he's soaking wet. Like, what the fuck?
His shirt, like his sleeve was entirely wet and whatever.
I know. Rome was stressing me out.
He was. And then we have the Yellow tribe. So this is the tribe that had somebody sent home this week. And super spoiler alerts now if you didn't watch. Yeah. So John ended up getting sent home and I liked him.
I'm annoyed. It should have been Andy. That guy is so stupid. Like I'm so annoyed. This is why Angelo's protesting. He said, I'm not watching the show anymore because they didn't send Andy home and I think that's stupid. So I'm out.
He's so annoying. And like, he's just like, I think that honestly, if he ever listens to this, he can yell at me, but I doubt he'll ever listen. But he like pulled that stunt with medical at the end of the challenge. Dude. I think he like was faking it because he wanted them to feel bad and not vote him out.
For sure. I agree. Me and Angela were saying the same thing. We were like, he literally, the first thing he says when he's laying on the ground is like, they were going to vote me out. I'll try it. I was trying anything, but they're going to vote me out. It's like, bro, you try anything, aka you'll try using medical for your advantage.
Yeah. It was so annoying. And I wish that he would have been sent home because they're literally going to pull him apart and they're going to send him home next week. I already know it.
And John was like, fair player, like he wasn't causing any harm. And also they were like, oh, we shouldn't vote Andy out because we don't want to vote out like our physical strength. John's not as strong. I'm like, who cares if he's physically strong if he just gives up halfway through? Also, like, he's not of value to you.
But you still have Sam on your team and Sam is really strong too. So
yeah, I was like, that's just stupid. I can't believe, I don't know, I was just annoyed. I was like, why'd they do this to John?
It was so dumb.
No idea.
I think I like Sierra and Annika, but I think that they're both going to get annoying to me.
I already am annoyed by Sierra. It didn't take long. I do like Annika. And then I was like, I liked how she was just like the organizer. And I was like, oh, I just relate to her. I don't know if I like her as much as I relate to her. She's a marketing manager. She's the one organizing, taking the lead, direct. I was like, okay. Yeah, I think that's going to relate to her.
That's going to make everybody hate her.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get old. She already on the first episode or during the whatever, she was like, I'm so surprised you think I'm the leader. I'm like, okay.
Whatever.
Sure.
She's so silly.
You know. Also, 26 years old. Hold on. Wait, let's find the youngest person. Is it Sam
24?
24?
Yeah.
And Teeny's 24, which by the way, I actually like Teeny. At the first introduction, I was like, oh, she's going to be annoying because she was talking about her outfit and I just didn't care. I was just like, this girl's going to be annoying. No, I think she's actually seems really cute.
She's really good.
I like her.
Yeah.
But 24, are you kidding? That's younger than us. Well,
not me.
Yeah. That's like if you went on the show.
Yeah, I want to.
The oldest is 59.
I think they've had 21 on the show before.
Wow. You should apply. That would be cool. Imagine.
Maybe one of these days.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your, Yellow, by the way, Yellow Tribe's the Gata tribe.
Gata tribe.
But me and Angela keep calling it Gata. Like from Dave.
Yeah.
The character Gata. But anyways, so that's the Yellow Tribe. So season 47, episode 1 premiere recap.
Yeah.
There you have it. I don't have much more to say. Yeah. We'll keep talking about it as we go, but it's fun.
Okay, well, 33 minutes into the episode, we're going to start actually talking about the topic. So we are going to be talking about like paganism holidays, and we're going to talk about all of them. And we're going to like compare and contrast between like secular holidays too. Okay.
Sweet.
So I only used a couple of resources. I used Merriam-Webster for a definition of paganism. I used BBC for examples of paganism, like religions or like groups. And then I used this website called The Busy Pagan for all of my information on all of the holidays.
Yay.
So first I wanted to give a definition of what paganism is, because I feel like sometimes there's like stigmas or people don't know what it actually means. And it is just spiritual beliefs and practices other than those of Judaism, Islam, or especially Christianity, such as the spiritual beliefs and practices of ancient polytheistic religions.
Wow.
So basically the Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are all Abrahamic religions. So it's anything that's not an Abrahamic religion.
Interesting. I don't think I even really knew that fully.
Yeah, cool. I didn't either.
Yeah.
So some examples are Wiccans. I feel like that's like the biggest example that you hear. So that's like what you would think of as like witches. Okay. There's Druids, which I don't know what that means. There's shamans, which is typically used in like indigenous culture, like their leaders or shamans. Sacred I can't say that word.
Ecologists?
Yeah. Okay. I can't say that. But them. So people that like really like think of like a higher being in like nature and stuff. And then Odinists and heathens, which I'd never heard of either of those.
Me, heathen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already learning so much and we're like 2 seconds into this. Holy crap.
I know, we're already 2 bullet points in.
Wow.
So I have a list of all of the holidays and then when they were in the year of 2024. So I'll go through those dates, but they could change every year like depending on like, I think it's like when the sun sets on like a certain day or like where the sun and moon is falling. So their first one is Imbolc, and that is February 1st to February 2nd of this year. So that's already passed. There is Lupercalia. Let me make sure I'm actually saying these right. I put some pronunciations later on down.
That's fine.
That was February 13th to February 15th, so right around Valentine's Day. There is All Snakes Day, which is the same as St. Patrick's Day, and that was on March 17th.
Cute.
There is Ostara. I think I'm saying that right. If I didn't say it right now, I will say it right later. I promise. Got it. And that is the spring equinox. So that was on March 19th. There's Beltane, which was on May 1st. There's Litha, or you've probably heard it as Midsummer. I feel like that's the one that I've often heard of. And that was on June 20th. There's Lugashna, or Lammas is another name for it. And that was on August 1st. And then there is Mabon, which is today, September 22nd.
Wild.
And then Samhain, which is October 31st, Halloween. And then we have Yule, which is the winter solstice, and that is on December 21st.
Wow, okay.
So I thought that was really interesting that one of them is today.
Yeah, that's exciting. Happy official fall, everybody listening.
Yes, I know.
It's been fall for you guys because I'm pretty sure this is coming out in like October, but
that's okay. You're going to get this right in time for Samhain and you'll understand everything then. So we're just going to start at the beginning with the first holiday that I talked about, Imbolc. And I included some photos for Arika to like see when we're talking about it. And we can also post them on Instagram. So Imbolc is known as a time of renewal. It's celebrated in February and it marks the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it's just that midpoint in between. Mm-hmm. It signifies the start of the lambing season and the gradual return of longer days. So starting in that midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox is when the days are starting to get a little bit longer. And the word Imbolc originates from the Old Irish imblog, meaning in the belly, a reference to the pregnant ewes, so the sheep, and the foreshadowing of the coming abundance of spring. So, like I said, a lot of these are like other than Abrahamic religions. So any like Celtic religions, so like Old Irish or like any like Viking, like anything like that. A lot of these things are drawn from there.
That's cool. I love that.
Another name for Imbolc is known as Brigid's Day.
Okay.
So if you ever hear that, it's the same thing. So I included some symbolism, which Imbolc symbolizes the transition from winter to spring, like I was talking about earlier, and it's the awakening of life under the frost. So obviously in the winter, it frosts, a lot of like our wildlife like goes to sleep or it migrates away, or like grass and stuff, it dies, all of our plants are dying, and the increasing power of the sun helps like get away that frost and awaken the new life.
That's cute.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Mother Nature's alarm clock, gently nudging life to stir from their winter slumber.
That's really cute. I like that.
Yeah, I did too. So some traditions and customs, I tried to have this for every different holiday, but not all of them had certain traditions and customs. But traditions and customs for the Imbolc range from lighting fires to symbolize the returning warmth, to creating Brigid's crosses, which I have a photo of, and corn dolls, which symbolize the fertility and protection of any what's that called? Crops. Okay. And then some folks also perform divinations, and while others take a Brigid's bed, which is a small basket with a corn doll and like a symbolic wand, to bed with them in hopes of like abundant harvest and healthy livestock, which I thought was cute.
The pictures are so cute. I love this Bridget's cross. It's a very intricate.
I know. And I don't even know how you would make those.
That looks, I'm like, I kind of want to try. Like, that looks really cool.
Yeah. So there's a photo of the corn doll, which is just like corn husk tied together into the shape of a doll. And then Bridget's cross is like, it's like a square in the middle.
Hard to describe, yeah.
And then it has like different like strings coming off of it, but it's all made out of corn husk too.
Okay. I was going to say, what is that?
I think it's
or it
kind of looks like wheat too.
Yeah, little wheat sticks. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But that's really cool. We'll post them for you guys. So check out our Instagram to see each like image.
Yeah. So the next one we have is Lupercalia, which is the shortest one that I have. It has mid-February timing of Valentine's Day, so it typically lines up with that holiday. Mm-hmm. And it intriguingly aligns with the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia. So Valentine's Day like lines up with that Roman festival, which was celebrated on February 15th. The festival was primarily connected to the god Lupercus and often associated with shepherding and the protection of flocks, and also celebrated the legendary founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. So this was like an ancient Roman like religion about their different gods and leaders. So Lupercalia was known for its unique blend of rituals, which included fertility, rites, and purification elements, making it a riotous and vibrant affair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. So it was a fertility festival invoking blessings for agricultural abundance and personal fertility.
That's cute.
So it's super similar to the past one, but I think it's mid-February timing of like being around Valentine's Day is more about like love and not just fertility.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a relation there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cute. Love it.
Yeah. So now we're on to All Snakes Day, which
this one sounds creepy.
I know, which is the one that butts up against St. Patrick's Day. So this day reinterprets the snakes in St. Patrick's lore as symbols of ancient pagan traditions rather than literal serpents. Celebrated concurrently with St. Patrick's Day on March 17th, All Snakes Day is an homage to Ireland's pagan heritage, offering a moment to reflect and recognize the island's rich spiritual past. So it's basically just like a day to just pay homage to Ireland's heritage, which I thought was really cool because you think of like a lot of people in Ireland are like Catholic, but it's actually talking about like the pagan like origins instead.
Roots. Yeah, that's really cute. I never think about St. Patrick's Day as being like any sort of relation to religion, but then you think about it's called St. Patrick's Day, but I just have never even thought about this. This makes me feel like, let us know if you guys would like this. I feel like around each like I don't know, whatever you call it, the other holidays, I feel like we should do those too. Like maybe we'll do a St. Patrick's Day episode on the history of St. Patty's Day, because now I'm like, I don't even know the history of St. Patty's Day or like Valentine's Day, that kind of stuff. So that might be fun too.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Cool.
That would be cool. So the celebration of All Snakes Day is a powerful statement against the oversimplification of history. It acknowledges the metaphorical driving out of paganism by Christianity as represented by St. Patrick's legendary banishment of snakes, which I guess makes sense because I didn't really know when I was like reading through this that like snakes had a big deal in St. Patrick's Day. But I guess like the metaphorical snakes that it was talking about like in the lore was they like the paganism being driven out of Ireland. So this is doing the opposite and like saying like we're glad that paganism is still in Ireland, or like we're glad that paganism is still celebrated and like had as a religion elsewhere. Yeah. So by adopting the symbols of snakes and donning them during the festivities, participants assert the continued presence and significance of pagan traditions in Ireland's culture. It is an act of reclaiming history to illuminate the richness of Irish pagan heritage and educate the community about St. Patrick and Ireland's multifaceted history. Okay. I think that one's really cool.
So they're not denying St. Patrick.
No.
So that's interesting. Okay, so they're just trying to like not what's the word? They're not trying to like reclaim it. It doesn't sound like, but just also embrace.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that it's really interesting to think of because you think of how St. Patrick's Day, like in this context, they're talking about only celebrating the Christianity portion of Ireland and sort of driving out the paganism. But on the other hand, when the pagans are celebrating All Snakes Day, they're celebrating both.
Both, yeah.
And they're not like condemning they're not
taking
Christians out.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting because I feel like a lot of times it's not like that.
Yeah. No, I like that.
So next we have Ostara, which is the spring equinox. And this is when I feel like those first 3 are like smaller celebrations. And I feel like the rest of them are a little bit bigger. So we get a little bit more information with these ones. So the age-old festival that celebrates the arrival of spring, encapsulating the spirit of rejuvenation, rebirth, and vibrant new growth. It synchronizes with the vernal or spring equinox. Vernal just means spring. A time when the day and night share equal lengths.
Yes.
So this is more of like less about like crops and the returning of the warmth and more celebrating like the life that is now there.
Oh my gosh. I like this.
I do too. So the symbolism of this one, Ostara is a riotous symphony of symbolism with its epicenter on balance and new beginnings. It embodies a dynamic between light and dark, life and death, and winter and spring. So it's celebrating like the contrast over the past couple of months. Images of budding plants, newborn animals, and the vibrant waxing sun are woven into the narrative of Ostara, each encapsulating the essence of life's annual renewal, which I think is so
That's
cool.
so pretty. I'm like, why don't we celebrate these things? Like, I mean, we all know the spring equinox, winter equinox, whatever. And when they happen and like, oh, season's changing. And for us in Ohio, at the very least, I don't know how much of the world does this, but that also means the time changes for some places, not in Arizona. But anyway, nonetheless. But I feel like I love that they actually have a celebration for it. Like, we don't do that.
Yeah, like we just know, like, all right, it's the first day of fall, it's the first day of spring. But
people
this
get their
one,
pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, this one, instead of just being like the arrival of spring, it's a little bit more closely related to Easter. I saw in like the research. So some of the traditions and customs include like decorating eggs, but they would have more like pagan symbols rather than thinking of like having like crosses on it for like secular religions and stuff like that.
I just saw the picture.
Aren't they so
stunning,
cute?
You guys, the photo is stunning.
So other than egg decorating, they also do seed blessings, which is just like they'll do a little blessing on their seeds. Like they'll give them a blessing, like put them in the sun and then they put them in the ground.
What the heck? I wish this was a video episode so you guys could see the reactions because that is so adorable.
I think
I really like that.
I think that's really cute because like you think about it and you might think of it as like corny or whatever, like being like, well, I hope you grow well. But like, honestly,
so
I kind of do that with my plants. Like I'll water them and I'll be like, okay,
Talk
I hope
to
you
it.
grow or whatever.
Yes.
And then the last like different tradition and custom is a dawn greeting. So you greet the sunrise on Ostara's morning. So you would just wake up early with the sunrise and you feel the warmth and the strengthening sun as the dawn of the new season arrives.
I'm crying over here. These are adorable, like little traditions. I really like this. I'm like, maybe I should start doing this for the spring equinox. Wake up with the sun, have your coffee, just have a little seed blessing, plant something, decorate eggs. Like I love this.
I think it's really cute. And it's like, it's less corny to me than the Easter Bunny.
Oh yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah, but
I love this. I'm like, I think I want to do this.
I know, isn't it really cute?
Yeah.
So some of the traditional foods that are like eaten to welcome the spring season are eggs, seeds, early spring greens, honey and dairy, sprouts, hot cross buns, lamb, and then seasonal fruits and veggies.
Oh wow. Okay.
I know. And so when you make your coffee, you can have a little like fruit on the side.
And I do my honey and dairy together already. So
I know.
That's perfect.
Oh no, I can't see my words.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
My photo went in the way.
It went up now, but I fixed it. So
that's okay. Okay, so the next one is Beltane. It is, oh no. Okay. It is a pagan Gaelic fire festival that's celebrated on May 1st, marking the vibrant transition from spring into summer. So like I said at the very beginning, a lot of these are focused on the changing of the seasons, which makes sense. I feel like Arika was saying we should maybe celebrate a little bit more that we are changing into the seasons and moving on in the like different months. Yeah. But Beltane stands for the midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, heading into the light half of the year. So that's kind of like the first one that we talked about, where it's going from the dark half of the year into the lighter half of the year.
Love.
Unlike the modern astronomical definition of seasons, which places the start of summer at the beginning of the June solstice, Beltane is based on the traditional agrarian calendar. This calendar observes the beginning of summer from the evidence of nature itself, so increased warmth, the blooming of plants, and the fertile earth ready to sow crops instead.
Love. That's cute.
Yeah, I liked it too. My phone has returned.
You can see my car color now.
I know. I'm so excited.
That's funny.
So Beltane had a big emphasis on fairies, which I thought was really cool. And I think that I might want to do a episode on fae and fairies later.
I think maybe then we should do the book club Fourth Wing, because that's all what it's about. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Fairies spelled like that, which I know. Okay. Love.
So fairies are thought to be particularly active during Beltane, engaging with the world in a myriad of ways. They are guardians of the natural world, overseeing the blooming of flowers, the growth of plants, and the overall fertility of the earth that Beltane celebrates. The fairies' blessing is sought for prosperity, good luck, and protection. However, their penchant for mischief means that offerings and respect are crucial to ensure a harmonious relationship, which I have heard in the past.
Yeah. I think it's... Oh, go ahead.
I've heard that some fae are more mischievous than others, especially in Irish Celtic or Gaelic celebrations. So I think that it's really interesting that it's talking about offering them something in return for their help of making sure that your plants do well and you have prosperity and good luck.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's cool. What I was going to say is that how many, only 2 so far, but that's still a lot. How many of these are celebrating fertility or even talking about fertility, whether it be they said for fertility for crops or animals, but also for personal fertility. I think that's cool because I feel like that's something that we're just getting to talking about on our side of things. I'm people are just now even talking about fertility issues or whatever online more than they ever have before from what I've seen. So it's cool. I agree. This goes all the way back and it's oh wow, this has been celebrating fertility since not forever, but you know what I mean, for so long.
Yeah, well, I think cool. I think it's interesting how you compared it to now when people are talking about personal fertility a little bit more. In these times when ancient Gaelic and ancient Celtic religions were really powerful and strong was when they had to sow their own food. They didn't have mass production. They didn't have that. So if they didn't have prosperity in their crops, they didn't survive the season change.
That's so true.
So more traditions and offerings that can happen during this time. So to honor and appease the fairies during Beltane, several traditions are observed. So offerings are common practice to these fae, and they're left in gardens, at the base of trees, or near natural springs, places that are thought to be gateways to the fae realm. And these can include a bowl of milk, which is a classic offering believed to be favored by the fairies, symbolizing nourishment and gratitude. There's shiny trinkets, which I think is just so funny. It's cute. Leaving a little earring out for them. It says small and bright objects attract fairies with beauty, acknowledging their love for things that glitter and shine. Okay, girl, me too. And then flowers and ribbons. Tying ribbons on branches or leaving flowers is a way to decorate for Beltane. And it also serves as a gift to the fairy folk, celebrating their connection to nature's vitality.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it was so cute.
That is cute.
So next are the traditional foods for Beltane. And again, it's dairy products because we're giving those to the fae to celebrate, to symbolize nourishing. So we would also eat it. They had oat cakes, which are basically just little oat cookies. I didn't think it was important to show a picture of those because they were kind of ugly. They have green leafy vegetables, herbal foods, edible flowers, eggs, honey, seasonal fruits, meats, and then May wine.
Wow. What's May wine?
I think it's a more fruit heavy wine rather than grape heavy.
This is a cool picture too. I wonder if this is AI. It looks very
I think
AI-y.
so. I just looked up Beltane celebration and that was the only thing I found. So if you're not going to look up the photos on Instagram, which you definitely should.
Yes.
This is just a little AI generated photo of, it's a ribbon pull.
What is that called? Yeah.
I think, I'm not exactly sure. I think it does have a different name.
It does. I'm going to look it up while you're talking.
But it's a bunch of people holding on to ribbons around a flower covered pole in the middle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're just
maypole.
dancing in circles. Oh, a maypole.
May wine, maypole.
That makes so much sense, actually.
Not to be confused with maple. Maypole. Maple.
That's true. Okay, so the next one is celebrated on the summer solstice, and it's called Litha, which was also, I think it has another name that I might mention later on. Okay. But Litha is a pagan holiday celebrated on the summer solstice, typically around that date of like June 20th, which is the one we typically hear for like when it's officially summer. This day is also known as Midsummer. That's the one. I just couldn't think of it. And it's the longest day of the year and is cherished for its high energy and intense sunlight. So pagans honor this time with festivities that embrace the sun's power, symbolizing growth, prosperity, and renewal.
Love.
I think that one's really cute.
All of these. Like, they're all cute, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to say something other than love or cute, but I can't.
But I can't. It's literally just like, it's so, they're all very similar celebrations, which I think makes it sound like I'm being redundant, but they're all like unique in their own way too. Yeah,
and they're all very like, I want to say like wholesome. Kind of like a wholesome vibe where it's just like, this is just sweet, like this is so sweet and cute and like kind hearted. It's like nothing crazy, but I just love it's like appreciating the little things almost.
Yeah, and I feel like Midsummer often gets this bad rap because of the movie Midsummer.
I've never seen it, but
I haven't either, but I know it's like a spooky movie about the Midsummer celebration. So I feel like this is like an important destigmatization.
Yeah.
I'm having such a hard time speaking.
I know. I'm like,
today.
I don't know what that word would be either. So like, yeah, sure. Sounds
so
right.
During Litha, the air is charged with the highest potency of magical energy.
Whoa.
And the fairies during those enchanting spirits of nature are at their most active. Cool. This makes the summer solstice an excellent time for engaging with fairy magic. Wow. Practices might include crafting fairy altars, performing rituals to connect with the fairy energies, or meditating in natural settings to seek spiritual encounters with these mystic beings, which I think is so cute.
That's crazy.
Celebrants often use this time to ask for fairy assistance in various aspects of life, such as fertility, again, protection, or inspiration. And I didn't include a photo of the fairy altar because I think they're so small and they're like at the base of trees and like in nature that it was kind of hard to like visualize.
Yeah.
But their traditional foods for this are berries, honey, mead, which is like apple wine, I think. Something like that.
It is. So Angela's made this by himself before.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's an alcoholic beverage made by fermenting honey, water, and yeast. Sometimes other ingredients too. But yeah.
Okay. And then herbs and fresh veggies, fire roasted foods, and sun-shaped foods, which I thought was so cute.
Sun-shaped foods. I love that. I want some.
I know. Traditions and celebrations are to light a bonfire, which I feel like is common in summer anyways. So like we're already kind of celebrating it. Go for a swim.
Love.
Have a picnic or create a sun wheel, which is usually made from straw or wood to celebrate to represent the wheel of the year. So typically on these things, the wheel of the year, each spoke on the wheel is a different pagan holiday.
Oh, that's
which I thought was really cool.
So funny enough, I've made this before, this craft. I've actually made them a lot. And that's because my mom would always have us do these at Girl Scout camp because you could go and collect sticks, glue or tie them together, and then start making the weave part, which actually these are really, really easy to make. So like Marissa said, you better be checking out our Instagram for a picture of this. We did not call it a sun wheel. I almost think we called it a cross wheel. Or like something similar, but it's this exact thing. So I was like excited when I saw this.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, like this holiday is more of like spending time in the sun. Yeah. So you can like visit a sunflower field, make sun tea, or even just meditate in the sun. So like sit outside and enjoy it.
I love this. I think that Litha might be my holiday.
It is. It is.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so now we're getting into the holidays that are in like the second half of the year, the ones that like we're in sort of right now. Mm-hmm. So the first one is Lunasa, which I said wrong.
I know, I was trying to pronounce it in my head. I'm like, Lunasa.
Lunasa. So that one is the one that is celebrated on August 1st. However, the timing can vary slightly depending on like local customs or specific traditions of various pagan and Wiccan communities. So this is more dependent on like which sect of paganism that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Some practitioners might observe Lunasa on July 31st, particularly when aligning the celebration on the eve of the 1st of August for evening rituals and gatherings. But additionally, others might mark the festival according to the astronomical midpoint between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox, which is when it can slightly adjust the date. Okay. So I think it depends on if you're doing like the nightly rituals into the 1st of August, like on that eve of August, or if you're looking for that midpoint.
Yeah.
Which I think, like it said earlier, it's just like dependent on the customs of the sect of paganism that you are like celebrating. So in contemporary practices, especially with the diverse pagan communities, Lunasa festivities may extend over several days to accommodate the different geographical and personal schedules, ensuring that like all who wish to participate can partake in the celebrations. Yeah, I liked that one too, because it's like with secular holidays, like with like Easter, that's one day.
Just one day.
With Christmas, that's one day.
Some people have off work and some don't.
Yeah, and not everybody's ever available. So I think it's nice that they're like, oh, we're going to spread it out to like make sure everyone can participate.
Yeah, that's so cute. I love it.
So Lunasa is a profound acknowledgement of the cycle of growth and sacrifice. Situated between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox, it symbolizes the first fruits of planting labor. So it's all about that harvest beginning and reflecting on the delicate balance between nature's bounty and then the hard work required to cultivate it. By honoring this, we can reconnect with our ancestors' traditions and enduring the rhythms of the earth. So obviously, sometimes the earth doesn't want to produce your crops. So sometimes it's like giving back to the earth to be able to get those crops. And sometimes it's celebrating that we have those crops.
Yeah.
And with the things that are sort of like harvested around this time, which would be like wheat or like berries and stuff like that, some of the traditional foods are fresh baked bread, berries, roasted corn, barley soups or stews, and then lamb. Again, lamb seems to be like a motif of all of these. And then some traditional celebrations are baking bread, obviously, so that you can eat it. Going to a farmer's market, which Arika loves. Making corn dolls, which I accidentally wrote twice. But these corn dolls look different than the other corn dolls.
This one's pretty intricate looking.
I know.
And this is looking like more wheat than corn.
I agree. And I think that when I was looking them, the other one was corn doll for sure. And this one's also called a corn doll. But the other one looks more like a husk. And this one looks more, I don't even know how to describe it. This one looks definitely more wheat based.
Yeah. The other one was very like all the little pieces were like frayed and really big. And this one, it's like really finely woven, thin strands.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I put the name of the holiday and then corn doll when I did the research to like find the photos, and every single one that was for the first holiday that had corn dolls looked like that one, and every single one for this looked like this.
That's cool.
It was cool. And then they also have like walks in nature, donating to a food bank. So if anybody is having that hard time with their crops, then they can get yours from the food bank. And then creating a Lunasha altar, which it looks like it just has like the fresh like fruits, the fresh bread, the sunflowers. It has the
animal
mead.
Feather.
Yeah. And it looks so nice. And then you can also journal on abundance. Since this is a time to like talk about your abundance.
Yeah.
And then the next one is what is happening today. So it's really funny because there's a specific time associated with this one. Yeah. So Mabon 2024, which is right now, will occur on Sunday, September 22nd at 8:44 a.m., aligning with the autumn equinox. So that time at 8:44 a.m. was the equinox going into autumn, I guess. Cool. So while this marks the official date, celebrations can obviously vary, with some extending the festivities through the weekend to fully embrace the season's themes of balance and gratitude. This flexibility allows communities to adapt the observance to local customs and personal preferences, ensuring Mabon remains a meaningful and inclusive celebration.
Aww.
I like that one.
These are so sweet. They all have an element of inclusivity to it.
I know. Of course, I like these because this one's like going into fall. But
yeah, of course. We're at your holidays now.
I know. Mabon, the pagan holiday celebrated with the autumn equinox, intertwines the rich traditions of ancient harvest festivals with unique modern pagan interpretations. Although its name sounds steeped in ancient mythology, the title Mabon for this Sabbat is actually a modern invention. So a lot of these are like, so like Lunasha, it has like all the like D's, G's, H's that comes with like often like seen in Irish words, but this one is a more modern name rather than the older ones. As the autumn equinox brings equal day and night, Mabon stands for the poignant reminder of balance and reciprocity. The festival is pivotal for farmers and all who cherish the earth's bounty, as it's a period when the success of the season's crops is assessed. So obviously there's like a lot more of like crops being like sown around this time, and we're seeing like our success happen. And the health of livestock and and the yield of crops determine the well-being of the community through the winter, obviously, because if you don't have enough crops to make it through the winter, you're not going to have a successful food storage plan. Such as practical realities made Mabon a crucial time for giving thanks, which I think is interesting because we would think of this as like maybe Thanksgiving, but it's happening in September and not November.
Yeah. That kind of makes sense though.
I think so too.
With the crops, like they were saying.
Yeah. So traditions and customs for this one are feasting and gratitude, which sounds like Thanksgiving to me. Balance rituals, which I think is interesting. So like thinking of like work-life balance. Maybe people are doing like a lot more work this time of year because it's getting to be like the colder months. So being able to like make that balance. Harvesting and preserving. So obviously making sure that our crops can last through the end of the year. The Mabon altar, which I think is so cute.
Yes.
It has like little pumpkins, some pine cones, some squash.
Looks like it might have a corn doll.
Yeah.
Or something similar.
Yeah. And then they have like just like a chalice too, and like maybe a journal off to the side. You can also go on nature walks. You can do a gratitude ritual. You can make a cornucopia, which is also
Thanksgiving coded.
Yeah, which is something that we do around Thanksgiving. And then you can host a harvest dinner, which is something I would also think of as Thanksgiving. Really cute.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And then some of the traditional foods are apples, squash, corn, grains, root vegetables, grapes, nuts, and pomegranates.
Fruit of the earth.
I know. Okay, we have 2 more left. So the next one is
We're on the drunk holidays. Wow, I'm impressed.
I know. I feel like the last one I did when I was drunk too, but that one still makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Samhain, this is the Halloween festival. Yeah, so when the leaves start to turn and the nights get frosty, it's a sign that Samhain is upon us. Ooh. Celebrated from October 31st to November 1st, this ancient Celtic festival heralds the end of the harvest season and the onset of winter, or what the Celts considered the darker half of the year. As one of the major Celtic fire festivals, Samhain holds a place of significant importance, making a period when the veil between the worlds is thin and spirits are more likely to make an appearance. So I feel like you hear that a little bit in like Day of the Dead in like Latino culture as well, because they say on Day of the Dead, that's when the veil is the thinnest, and they celebrate that on November 1st.
That's really aligned.
I know. And it's like a little bit better because like Halloween, I don't know what All Hallows Eve was. Like I don't know what they originally like said, because that was more of like the secular part of it. Mm-hmm. But for this one, I love the idea of like, well, the veil's really thin. Like you can talk to your ancestors and you can like be nice and like talk with them.
Be nice.
I know. Samhain really throws it back to the old school Celtic tradition, celebrated widely in Ireland, Scotland, and then the Isle of Man, which is just like a small island off the coast of both of those places. This was the time when it was believed the boundary between our world and the other world softened, allowing spirits and fairies easier access to our realm. To appease any visiting spirits and ensure smooth transitions into the harsh winter months, the Celts engaged in various rituals, including making offerings to the deceased, which is also exactly what you see in like Day of the Dead celebrations, because they have something called an ofrenda, which is like an offering table, and that's where they put like their ancestors' favorite foods, they put their favorite like smells, like they put everything that was their ancestors' favorite onto this like altar, and I think that that's really cool.
That is really cool. I like that.
So some traditions and customs, of course, we have jack-o'-lanterns to ward off evil spirits. We've always seen that.
Yeah.
They usually do something called a dumb supper, which is a meal enjoyed completely in silence to honor the past, like our past like ancestors.
That's cool.
I thought that
also
was really
sounds
cool.
A little like scary almost.
Yeah, I can't imagine having a meal in silence. I think I would be scared.
That, and if you're like really thinking about honoring the past or like past people, I think I would probably just be emotional and like hard. Yeah,
I think that like you might just like, it would obviously be like overwhelming with emotion.
You have to be in your thoughts. Dang.
So they also do bonfires, and they would write old thoughts on papers and throw it into the fires to like forget and get rid of those old like nasty thoughts.
We should do that.
I think we should too. I like that because it's like we're transitioning into the colder months. We don't want to take anything to the cold that we don't like. Mm-hmm. And then we have making an altar for our ancestors, which is like I've been saying this whole time, similar to the ofrenda of like Day of the Dead celebrations. Divination, perform tarot readings, which I thought was so cool. But it does make sense, like if the veil is meant to be like thinner between the other world and our realm, I think it makes sense to maybe perform that and think that like your spirit guides could be like giving you answers through the cards.
100%.
And then you can tell ghost stories of those that have passed, which I thought was
on track.
Of course. Yeah. And then you can cleanse your home. So just making sure that anything that might have come through during that thin veil is all gone once you go into these darker months.
So this one is October 31st and November 1st. Okay, so this is still the Halloween one. Okay, everybody, get some sage.
I know. And then there's some traditional foods, and I had to put some like descriptions for these because I was like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
But one is called Cole Cannon. It's a hearty Irish dish of mashed potatoes with kale or cabbage, traditionally containing hidden charms that predict the eater's fortune.
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, I can get down with some mashed potatoes with some greens in it. Like, I would eat that.
Yeah.
But hidden charms, I'm scared of what that means.
I don't know.
And then we have Barm Barak, which is a fruit-laden Irish bread where each slice might reveal a charm that foretells the finder's future.
More charms.
So they love to put little things that you shouldn't eat in food.
Love that for them.
They also have apple and cider, which makes sense, like eating apples and drinking cider. And then they have soul cakes, which are small cakes made to honor the dead, often left as offerings or exchanged for prayers in a practice called souling.
Oh,
I thought that was so cute. I also think there's a similar small cake made in like Day of the Dead celebrations. I just don't know what it's called.
Okay.
And then, of course, pumpkin, beef stew, and turnips. I feel like those are often things that you like hear eaten around like Halloween time. And then lastly, we have Yule, which is like the winter solstice Christmas celebration. And for many modern pagans and Wiccans, Yule is one of the 8 Sabbats. So that's the 8 Sabbats is like the things that I was talking about in the Wheel of the Year. Each spoke is a different Sabbat.
Yeah.
And it's celebrated at the time of the winter solstice, which is usually around December 21st or 22nd in the northern hemisphere. So that just like depends on when like the sun is setting on what day and which day is longer or shorter. So this time of the year is when the night is longest and the day is shortest, marking the point where the days start to grow longer again as the sun seems to be reborn, which I love.
Yes.
Yule symbolizes rebirth and renewal, mirroring nature's cyclical patterns. It marks the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, again, heralding the return of longer and brighter days. The Yule log, holly, mistletoe, and evergreen wreaths are enduring symbols of the celebration, representing life's resilience amidst winter's harsh rain. I can't read. So I thought that was interesting too, because like holly, mistletoe, like green wreaths, like that we have
familiar
from like,
with all of that.
Yeah, it's like all Christmas decorations that you would think of. So some traditions and customs are making Yule logs. So you can either make a Yule log that you can eat or that you just look at. And so this is one that you would eat. It looks like a pumpkin roll, but it's made out of chocolate. But there's other ones where you can like literally get a piece of like wood and like put mistletoe or like evergreen branches and stuff around it.
If you ever, you guys listening, if you ever like want to put a little scene on your TV at Christmas time, I always go on YouTube and search Yule log, and it'll bring up like a nice little fire Yule log with music, and it's so cute.
Yeah. And then other things are evergreen wreaths, like I had said. And then have you ever heard of wassailing?
No.
It's basically caroling, but it's an old English custom of toasting to good health. Cute. It's another lively tradition often involving song, dance, and like sharing beverages. So there's like another drink that's similar to apple cider, but it's a little bit more like mulled with spices. And it's called wassail. And you drink it while you're wassailing. And
wow, well, maybe I have seen this. I watched some YouTubers that do, I don't know if you've ever seen the big like Christmas markets in like Germany and all these other countries. So. They had this drink, and I wonder if it's similar but called something different.
Yeah, maybe. But it's typically just like a warmed cider.
Yeah.
And then you can donate to a good cause. You can do some yoga at sunrise. And then, of course, sharing like bonfire, campfire stories.
Yeah.
And then traditional foods are like exactly what you would think of for like Christmas foods.
Yeah.
So gingerbread. Fish isn't one that I would normally think of. Breads, pastries, a Yule log cake, mulled wine and cider, fruits, dark leafy greens, nuts, and then root vegetables.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, gingerbread, that tracks for us.
But that's everything. That's all of the pagan holidays that I could find, which of course there's probably more that I didn't include, but these are like the main ones that were on that busy pagan website.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this was so fun. Let us know if you guys like this episode. Angelo like really requested this. A lot of we've talked about it a lot, I think, in a couple episodes. I didn't realize that we've talked about it more than once until Angelo brought it up to me, and I'm like, how'd you know that? We haven't released that episode yet. He's like, you said it in another episode.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So I hope you guys liked learning this. This was really fun.
Yeah.
I challenge you all to pick one of these holidays and think about it on that day. Maybe celebrate it, or maybe just think about it. Maybe just have it come to your mind. Obviously, today we're going to be thinking about, what was it called? Mabon. Mabon. We're going to be thinking about that today.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyways, okay, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I just think that it's really similar to regular holidays that we already celebrate.
Yeah, that's kind of too why I was thinking like it would be fun to get into like more holiday episodes and the history of holidays, because I'm curious where it all started, who it all started with, because they see a lot of them all seem intertwined, which makes a lot of sense. But I think that'd be really fun. So let us know if you guys want that. But okay, well, we're gonna have to wrap it up, you guys, today, because we're on a time crunch. We gotta go. And that's pretty much going to be it. So like we said throughout this episode, if you're not following our Instagram, what are you doing? Please follow us on Instagram at We Run On Coffee. Hit us with the follow, maybe even turn on the post notifications if you would like to get a notification every time that we post. We only post 2 times a week normally, so once when the episode goes live, and then once on Fridays when we do a little preview of the episode. We are going to be having some really fun episodes coming up. We have another guest very soon, which is exciting. So we're just ramping up those guests, especially into next season. So stay with us. I hope you guys like everything. Definitely let us know if you have episode ideas, and give us a rating or a review wherever you're listening. And finally, if you're listening on Spotify, swipe up. Like always, there is a poll, which is really, really fun. So be sure to vote in that. But anyways, that's all for today. We will see you guys next week. And with that, I'm Arika.
And I'm Marissa. And we run on coffee. Bye.
Bye, friends. Happy holidays.